Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Global Diamond Broker Podcast, episode 37.
It's amazing it's episode 37.
I'm your host, GIA Judy, and this is my lovely co-host, Mr. Colin Ferguson.
I really am lovely, Judy. I'm
Some
glad
days.
at episode
Some days.
37,
Today,
you're
not
coming
so
to
much.
terms with the reality of just how lovely I am.
Today, you're not so lovely.
And how lucky you are to have me.
Likewise.
Oh, yeah, good point. Okay, I'll take that. I'm good with that. So, how was your week?
It's Tuesday today. My week's been good so far. How's yours?
That's right. It's only Tuesday.
Ooh, yeah, we got to clean that up there. Gross.
It's just a little bit of egg from breakfast.
What do I tell
do
you?
have to
Say
eat.
it, don't spray it.
Well,
Oh my God.
anyway. Yeah, can you clean off my microphone filter after we're done?
Might have to burn it and get you a new one, honestly.
Anyway, let's talk rocks here. There's a lot going on. I read a really interesting article this morning about the difference between, and you know, I'm going to talk a little bit today, like we have to talk about every week. I hope it doesn't bore our listeners, but the absolute SHIT going on between lab grown and mined, and you know, now we have the Russian blood diamond issue, which I just did a TikTok on because
Go watch
I'm
it. Go watch her latest
TikTok
TikTok.
famous.
Oh my God.
Do I annoy you sometimes?
99% of the time you do, yeah.
So we did a TikTok on ethical diamonds, and you know, I was always reluctant to say this, but they're blood diamonds. Russian diamonds or blood diamonds are 40% of the world's. And, you know, one of the things that we have that most companies don't have, because we don't have the middlemen, is we have provenance on our diamonds, right?
We know where they come from.
We know where they come from. And so we don't have issues with things like child labor. We don't have issues with blood diamonds out of Africa or Russia. You can imagine now what percentage of the industry that consumes, over half. And yeah, and you know, living in Canada, certainly we do love our Canadian rough as much as possible, and which is conflict free as well. So no conflicts, no blood, no babies.
God, I hope not.
Right. Well, that's what it is. I mean, child labor. Look at the ones coming out of China. Kids, young kids, right? Nimble, healthy. They get up, they go, and they polish and clean and move.
These
done.
dangerous work environments.
In these dangerous, and so we have none of that. So I think that's important to talk about right now, because these are the things that are in the news. And speaking of the news, we're going to be doing a publication and redoing a publication that I started way back in 1993. I know I don't look old enough. Don't say it. Don't think it.
Oh my
I
God.
get it. But in 1993, called the Diamond News Direct, and you know, I can I get a copy of that? I think it's right there beside you, Judy. You can actually reach it. This is it. I want our listeners
fish.
to actually see it. I designed it myself.
No wonder.
I have a toothpick in my hand. Awkward. But this is the first edition. We did it quarterly then. We're going to come back with bi-weekly news now, where every 2 weeks we're going to update you as to what the news. But, you know, it's kind of interesting because it's entertaining, as my teenagers would say.
Right. There's like a little diamond trivia quiz where you can win $1,000.
Have you never looked at this before? You must have.
A while back.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a diamond trivia quiz where you could win how much?
1,000 buckarooskies.
Wow. So maybe that's something that we'll come back with.
Maybe. I mean, we are giving away an Argyle Pink Diamond. If you
But
haven't
for
signed
those
up
of you
already.
who are mature enough, there's also the Taylor Burton Diamond Tail, which is Elizabeth Taylor, who has her own line now of perfume called White Diamonds, which is very, very popular. You
Interesting.
probably know the brand. And Richard Burton, who were very famous actors and actresses, Academy Award winning. After the Academy Awards the other night, we should talk about that a little bit because there was some crazy jewelry the other night on the Academy Awards.
That should be our TikTok.
TikTok? Did you say TikTok?
I did.
Do you know I'm TikTok famous?
No, I had no idea.
Really? Yeah, I'm TikTok famous. And it works, you guys. I mean, I gotta say.
Tell them the story of that time you were in the jacuzzi in the building.
Isn't that kind of personal?
No.
When the pilot from... This is when I realized that I was TikTok famous.
This is the moment you knew you were winning.
Right? I'm sitting in the jacuzzi downstairs, and I mean, I look good in a jacuzzi. Look, I'm going to post some images of me in a jacuzzi on the website.
Yeah,
okay?
let's not.
And so I'm sitting in the jacuzzi, and there's this man sitting there with his arm around a girl, and it's really quite a funny story as to how social media works. And so I'm sitting in the jacuzziing. I mean, is there a verb to say what that is?
He was jacuzziing in the jacuzzi.
Yeah, and this really attractive young couple, her much more than him, we're sitting there, and he's got his arm around her, and there's no engagement ring, and I'm not saying anything. I'm sitting there. You know me, how I mind
Minding
my
your
business,
business,
right?
yeah.
All the time. And so we start up a conversation, and he keeps staring at me, and it started off a little bit creepy, and then he looks at me. Now, understand the implications of this, and goes, so we chatted initially. He was a pilot for Qantas. And where I live, the Qantas crews stay in the hotel.
Right. There's always air crew here.
Yeah, I live in a hotel on the top. Anyway, so who was the billionaire who lived in the hotel, the crazy guy?
You?
Anyway, that's me. Not the billion, but the crazy guy part. And so what happened was he's staring at me and he says, yeah, I'm a pilot for Qantas. We fly in from Sydney. We stay in the hotel. And then almost in the next breath, he looks at me and goes, are you that TikTok diamond guy that says, don't get ripped off?
God.
Is that funny? And
That's
so,
crazy.
So here's what's interesting, though, about this story for me. And, of course, I said yes, and I had no idea. People stare at me all the time now because TikTok's a very popular...
Yeah, but people stare at you anyways.
Because I'm so good looking?
That's not what I was going to say, but...
But so he's sitting with his girlfriend, and here's the thing about how social media works. They've been together for 4 months. He's the pilot. She's a flight attendant.
Ooh,
They're
scandalous.
together. So when he blurted this out,
He probably instantly regretted it. He was like...
he gave away the fact that he's looking at diamonds because I came up in his feed. Right?
It's crazy how social media works.
It's
The reach
crazy how
that you
social
get,
media.
it's
So it
incredible.
was kind of an awkward moment. She looked at him, and of course, I start, doing my diamond talk, and I said to her, I said, "So, are you guys getting engaged? Like, how did I?" And not thinking really
Right.
that she was completely oblivious to the fact that her pilot boyfriend may soon be her pilot. Anyway, we're still in touch. He messaged me once in a while. They're still together. This wasn't that long ago, but they're not getting engaged yet. And awkward. Anyway, so there you go. There's my first sort of wow
Celebrity
moment.
experience.
Celebrity online star. And I mean, it's kind of exciting because our brand and what we're doing is so, what's the word you would use for how popular we're becoming, right? Like we're becoming
We have
very,
a very special niche in the marketplace.
the world's most beautiful
Right.
diamonds.
Prices
Very
that
Harry
defy
Winston,
comparison.
my favorite jeweler ever. And prices that defy comparison, and the industry's changed a lot. And we're a bit of a a disruptor in the industry now. And by the way, you can start to look for us very soon. This week, I believe, we will be on Twitter. So everybody will be talking about me and Elon Musk now.
Okay.
In the same
Sure.
conversation.
That's ambitious.
We're going to be on the business platform, LinkedIn, which I already have 1,500 or 2,000 followers, and I don't even know how. I don't do anything. I've never done anything with the platform. And we're also going on to Facebook, and
So yeah, the industry's taken us to very exciting places. We talked about the Vegas Gem Show earlier
the
this
Vegas
morning.
Gem Show, June 1st to 5th. Yeah, and it looks like we're going to be coming to you live from, well, it's not really live. We pre-record like we did with the New York one, but our next, I call them business trips. Judy calls them road trips.
Very fun road trips.
Will be from Las Vegas, Nevada. And this gem show, I've been going to for over 30 years.
Wow.
And I don't think, I'll try to give our listeners a bit of an understanding of this. But today, because of what's gone on in China, the Vegas Gem Show, the Hong Kong Gem Show, which I've gone to for over 30 years as well, was the two biggest in the world. But this particular one in Vegas is special. And if you've been to Las Vegas, you know how big everything is, the massive halls, if you've done any sort of convention. Well, the place is so full of diamonds and jewelry and rubies and emeralds. And it's called the Vegas Gem Show. You can Google it. Buckets of diamonds.
Wow.
Truckloads of diamonds. I mean, I had no idea how vast the industry really was. And I think I was telling you this morning when we started talking about this, just how it exhausted me my first day there. And I had already opened all the Spence diamonds in the country. I had become an agent for one of these big diamond companies where I'd travel around with millions of dollars in a briefcase. But I'd never done a gem show. And so when I started that little company, Diamonds Direct, delivering diamonds to jewelry stores out of a safe deposit box, pre-cell phone time, so I had a little pager, driving my Honda Civic. And those are actually nice memories when I think about it. It was a lot of fun. But the company started to grow, and it's now, I traded off the name of the company, and it's a very big retail company in the States. And good for them.
Ironically enough.
Ironically enough, when I hate retail.
So I'm curious, what did it look like when you walked into the Gem Show? What was the first thing that you saw, that you noticed? Were they booths? How did it work?
Really, I was lost when I got there. There's these huge lineups of jewelers from literally all over the world, from the four corners. That's a good question, by the way. Write that down. Okay, I think that's number one and took 37 episodes.
Anyways, can we move on?
Sarcasm is by far the lowest form of humor,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
And it's all I got. But it is a good question. Another good question.
For someone who's never
is
been
that
to
better? Another good question.
So for someone who's never been to a gem show, what can you expect when you're there?
My first trip to Vegas, I'll never forget. I got there, I registered, I got in. It was 10 a.m. By 2 p.m., I had seen so many diamonds. I had my brain was overwhelmed, was absolutely overwhelmed. And I mean, I flew from here to Vegas, which is just a couple hours plus. I checked into the hotel. I was there the night before. I was ready to go, but it was so overwhelming, Judy, that I had to leave. My mind could not absorb how massive the industry really is.
Because people all over the world, right?
And it's representative, one of the things we're doing now is our gold is clean. Our gold is reused. We're not mining gold. We're not using gold that has been mined. But if you go there, for example, a precious metal we use is platinum, and there's an association called the Platinum Guild that is, as far as the eye can see, this industry, this platinum promoting organization that does nothing but promote platinum in jewelry. And the biggest use, people don't realize this, of gold today, I believe this is still the case, is jewelry. I mean, it's crazy. And so, it's not like me to be not able to find words to describe something, but the word for this is, it was overwhelming. And so, as I went back, I strategized better. But I literally went the first day, went home, slept, got up at like 1 p.m. the next day, because I needed to process all this, and went back. And now when I go, I'm very strategic about it, because we're only looking for certain things, and really we don't really look for anything. We have direct access with the mines and with the laboratories, but what I do is hang out with my friends and have fun, and hang out with some of the people from the mines, because they're all represented there. But to go, you guys, and look at 20 karat pink diamonds. I mean, this is where I held the largest stone I ever held. Picture. Of me?
Yeah.
There's so many of them. I'm so photogenic too, right? But I'm holding a 300 carat. It's like a baseball.
How big was it? Show me with your hands.
I don't remember exactly. One hand. It was
like a
like the baseball analogy is not enough. Do you know what a baseball is? Because sports is not your strong suit.
I know.
Okay, but I'm teaching her. But yeah, it was like this in my hand.
Wow.
It was amazing. Beautiful, vivid yellow. I got to wait a little longer after breakfast now before I do the podcast. There's a little bit of egg flying around here, and I apologize for that. But I never got to use my toothpick because I have a dentist appointment immediately following this, and you made me do it anyway. You're so bossy.
Just slightly.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be the boss around here, okay?
But the magic of the industry, you can really understand when you go to these. I mean, we deal with diamonds, as a former Argyle Pink Diamond partner, and there's very few of us in the world. And the mine's closed now, so we're all former Argyle Pink Diamond partners. It's interesting because these are the most concentrated form of wealth on the planet. And now that the mine's closed, they become such a hot, hard asset investment, and prices are skyrocketing, absolutely skyrocketing. And so, we were looking at these this morning for a client in Malaysia. And no, actually, those are going to
Hong Kong?
No, Taiwan. Those are going to Taiwan. Yes, we ship. Truly global diamond brokering going on here. And the prices are mind-boggling. So if you're a hard asset investor, it's something you can look at. Certainly we've, over the years been involved in it, and we've made mistakes and figured it out, right? There's so many stories to tell. In fact, we need to do a podcast on Argyle when they started to promote champagne diamonds.
Because it was such a big thing.
Pink,
yeah.
Right? Using this diamond shortage strategy that, if you've heard me talk at all, please never let anybody convince you that a white diamond is a financial investment. They are not ever engagement diamonds. There's no way. It's not going to appreciate. It's not going to go up in value and where you can sell it for more. It's worse than driving a car off the lot. Okay, except we don't have a used car industry, a used diamond industry. So that I'm very passionate about, because I hear jewelers all the time going, "Oh, it's such a good investment." Why? Caca.
No.
And especially now with the growth in lab-created diamonds and the popularity of them, I mean, it's gotten crazy.
That's right.
We've kind of gone full circle, eh? We're back to the lab and the mind, and it's a difficult thing not to talk about. But yeah, so that do you have more questions about Vegas?
Well, I guess we will see when we're there.
Yeah. And now I have to think, what am I going to wear when I'm there? Right?
Like you always do? You mean flip-flops and Lululemon t-shirts?
Like Lululemon. I'm finding it a little difficult with Lululemon, actually, after Chris Rock just ripped them. Have you seen Chris Rock's? If you haven't seen Chris Rock's comedy show where he takes down Meghan Markle and talks about the slap that was heard all around the world, speaking of the Academy Awards, look, you got to watch it. I mean, I don't know what his prejudice, I guess is the right word to use, is against Lululemon, but he makes a point early in the show of hammering this wonderful Canadian luxury brand. I'm a Lululemon wearer almost exclusively.
Yeah.
My
You're a
pants
walking
right now,
Lululemon
I
advertisement.
kind of look like one of their models too, I was
Oh,
told.
totally.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
Do you really believe that, or is that you're just being sarcastic? So,
I just want to get you to shut up. Really.
it's hard to get me to shut up.
It really is.
It's difficult when you're right all the time.
Hey.
What?
It's hard to get him to shut up about diamonds.
Yeah.
So.
And so watch it. It's so interesting. And then the Academy Awards. And the Academy Awards, and not many people know this, I've had jewelry on the Academy Awards.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I want you to understand, if you want to put up expensive jewelry, at the time, now this is in the 90s that I did this, maybe the early 2000s, and what I had to pay to get someone to wear our diamond jewelry was $25,000 US and ship it down to them, have them wear it, and then get it shipped back.
Wow.
Right? And there's some famous stories about this, like when Tiffany gave the one to Halle Berry, and I believe it was Halle Berry who wore it to Taco Bell afterwards and forgot she had it on, and it was this massive yellow diamond from Tiffany. But these are the things that go on in the industry that are backstage, and we want our clients to know. So when you look at these beautiful brands that people are wearing at these events like the Academy Awards, those jewelers are paying big bucks to have them there.
Right.
The power of branding, you know, and there's no bigger example of the power of branding, I think, than the Tiffany blue box. That's green.
Tiffany.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's got the whole world going, the Tiffany blue. That box is green. There's no one in the world that's looking at that and going blue. And, you know, I bring this up to people all the time because, look, Tiffany's an amazing brand. The majority of diamonds they sell are not beautiful. They're
And
crap.
that's why Tiffany employees come to us to get their diamond engagement
That's exactly
rings.
right. And, you know, it's interesting because they haven't sent me a letter yet. And
To sue
I
you?
I think they're the most wonderful jeweler ever. Their designs
their
are
designs are
amazing.
beautiful.
I don't understand the continuing to sell diamonds that are not beautiful, like I and J Colors. And you can go verify this on their website. Because these diamonds don't sparkle in the real world. They're dark diamonds. And so, but Tiffany pays a big price. You know, one of the things that we bring to the table is the technology of diamonds. Look, it's 2023. These are not just rocks. They're a wonder of nature, in my opinion, because of the hardness. But B, now they're a wonder of technology.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we talk about our diamonds as the most beautiful in the world, and the fact that that's the only return, unless you can stick your finger out or have people look at you and go, oh my God, those diamonds sparkle so much, which is our client base.
That's the only return.
It's not worth buying them, in my opinion. And yet these big organizations keep selling them for massive profits.
That's why you got to come to us.
Right? So here's what I would say. Buy your diamonds, own your diamonds from here.
Not from your heart.
Not from here, especially you guys. Don't get sucked into some story. There's so many stories in the industry. Anyway, we've hopped around a lot today. I have an appointment to get my teeth cleaned.
Thank God.
Nice teeth though, right? Anyway,
You have a great smile, Colin.
thank you very much, Judy. So do you.
You're so welcome.
Well, you're beautiful, so it's kind of annoying, really. Right? When you smile, it just makes it worse.
Okay.
Okay?
No smiling here.
Yeah. What do you have to smile about anyway?
That's so true.
Right? Like, you have a wonderful career. You work with a wonderful guy.
And new
mean,
colleague now. We have a
Your
social
love
media
life
person,
is so
Trisha.
pathetic. Oh, sorry. I guess
Okay,
that's...
I think this is the part where we wrap up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But your love life has been a bit of a theme throughout, and it hasn't improved in 37 episodes, I can assure you.
Oh my god. Anyways.
Anyway,
All right, guys.
are you going to clip that part out?
No.
You leave it in there, okay?
Okay.
Because we're worried about you.
I'm worried about me too.
Maybe it's time to try the opposite sex with everything going on.
You know what? I might consider it
I
actually.
would
Because
love
I've had
that.
no luck with the male population
I'm
here.
supportive. I'll be here for you either way. I'll hold the camera if you want me.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
All right, you kids.
Adults
Thanks so much
only.
for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed episode 37, and we will see you next week.
And my teeth will be whiter and brighter.
Yeah.